Wales 0, a team which goes by the names of Denmark. Oh, welcome to Rock and Sports. How are you guys? Where are you watching it from? This is already in here to bring you all latest information as it comes through. Today, it has been really a shocker for a team which goes by the names of the Wales. For my case, I really thought that they were going to lose, but I never thought they were going to lose as they've lost with a goal of that margin, a goal difference of that margin in there. I really thought they are not going to pass by Denmark, but I thought they were really going to give them a challenge, but that wasn't the case. Oh my, that is something that I never saw coming in here for a team which goes by the names of Wales in there. I thought Wales would put up a very big challenge to a team which goes by the names of Denmark, but Denmark just washed them away with close to 4 goals. 4 goals, can you imagine? And Daniel James out of the Euros. Remember, we bring you news onto this channel concerning Manchester United players into the Euros. Yeah, I'm sorry we never did the watch along of Wales versus a team which goes by names of Denmark in there, but all I can tell you is that I've come with the instant match reaction in there because this game started at 19 hours in there. But all in all, when you look at how things are really going in here, it was at 17 hours. That's what I can really confirm in here. But the lineup of Wales really came up very well. Daniel James was very much involved in it with Ramsey in there, Gareth Bale in there, and very many people in there. And shocking of this game, they've gotten a second yellow card in 2 consecutive games. Can you imagine? That is Wales for you, and I think they are not having a discipline in there, and maybe their players really get frustrated when it reaches this level. But all I can tell you is that Denmark is through to the quarterfinal in there, and it's waiting to face the winner between a team which goes by the names of Czech Republic and the other team which goes by the names of Holland in there. Others call it Netherlands in there. For my case, my team that I support, I've supported Netherlands for a very long time in there, and I think you guys will bear with me. But all I can tell you is that Manchester United player who goes by the names of Daniel James has been knocked out of the Euros in there, and we can confirm that he's totally out in there. He's no longer part of the Euros. Gareth Bale is out. As you look at the lineup in there, Ward started in goal, C. Roberts, Mefan, Rodon, and remember this Rodon guy was scouted by Ryan Giggs and was telling the Manchester United team to go in and put in money for him, but the United team said no. The last player recommended, that who goes by names of Daniel James, has not yet really played to our expectations. B. Davis in there, Morel, Joe Allen, you remember him in Liverpool, played for Liverpool. Gareth Bale was playing off the left wing. Aaron Ramsey playing in the middle of the park. Daniel James played in there at the left wing in there, and Mo led the line in there. But Rondon and Gareth Bale and Mo really got yellow cards, and one of them really never really completed the match because he really got what we call a red card in there. So that is it. Wales have been kicked out of the Euros in there, and they no longer really have space in the Euros in there, and they are really going to go back, rest, and then go back to their respective teams in there, as they might be looking through in there. When you look at Wales, Denmark scored its first goal in the 27th minute through Kasper Dolberg. He doubled the lead in the 48th minute in there, as you see him there. And the other, in the 88th minute, Joachim Mahel scored his 3rd goal, and Martin Braithwaite scored the 4th goal in there, as Harry Wilson was given a red card into the 90th minute. So Wales really came up to this game. I don't think it was the Wales that really played into the group stages, because the Wales that played into the group stages really could really put up some what we call, how can we call it? We can call it resistance in there, and we saw them really go through to the second round in there. But if at all the Euros were still into their format, the format that we remember very well, that stopped in 2008 in there. Remember in 2008 in the Euros, we only had 4 groups, and those groups were really competitive in there, to an extent that you would have, as you saw, the group F that really summed up what we call the group stages in the Euros in here. We have had Portugal, France, and Germany. You could find close to three groups having all those teams. Like you'd have a Belgium, England, and Denmark in one group. You would have found a Netherlands and which other team in there. Very many big teams in there. Would have found them into one group, but as you know, things really went on to change into the Euros, and they now do close to 24 teams in there. So you just find out that these teams are really not at the level in there to compete, and they're really however much these Euros were not so much as the other ones that were in 2012 and 2016, because they are too dilute until we reach the round of 8, that is the quarterfinals in there. That's when we saw pure teams really coming through. But teams like Iceland came in and shocked teams like England that could have really pulled up a show into the round of 8, that is the quarterfinals in there, and it really went up like that. But Daniel James never came out to save his team in there, and I really want to look for his games by numbers in here, because it looks like it's really a shocking one for Daniel James in there, because he really looked like a good player in there. He is the player who has created very many chances in there, but all in all, he has not managed in there to really see his team go through. The likes of Gareth Bale couldn't make it. You go to the man who goes by the names of Aaron Ramsey in there, trying really to put up stuff, but stuff really failed to come up, because when you see people really come up to this level and are not really good, and Daniel James didn't really put up a good performance in there today, and he was substituted as usual. Remember the first game, he was taken off the field, and he was really furious to the coach and was asking him, why do you take me off the field? Yet I feel like I really have something to offer for my team. So those things for Daniel James really came on, and they really distorted the team. Now let's go to the team statistics, as it really started in there, and we will see how it really ended up. Now, when you got the statistics, Wales had 11 shots, Denmark had 16 shots. Wales had 1 shot on target. That really explains to you why really the game was one-sided, because Denmark had 8 shots on target. Can you imagine? 47% ball possession for Wales and 53 ball possession for a team which goes by names of Denmark. 386 passes put together by a team which goes by names of Wales, and 430 passes were put together by a team which goes by names of Denmark. 82% passing accuracy, 83% passing accuracy for a team which goes by the names of Denmark. Fouls, 11 for Wales, 8 for a team which goes by names of Denmark. 4 yellow cards for Wales and 0 for Denmark. There were 2 disciplined into this one. Yellow cards, sorry, we are done with the yellow cards. Red cards, Denmark, 0 red cards, and a team which goes by the names of Wales really had 1 yellow card in there, and the other team, and the person who really got the red card, goes by the names of Harry Wilson in there, and Harry Wilson, Wales really got that red card into the 90th minute, and he was sent off by the referee in there, and we saw him march out in there from the team of Wales, because he was really sent out after really doing that crazy foul in there. And who is Harry Wilson? Harry Wilson is a Welsh professional footballer who plays as a winger for Premier League's club Liverpool and Wales national team. Oh my God. Harry Wilson plays for Liverpool in there, 24 years old. By the way, I'm not really conversant of him, by the way, because I've not yet seen him involved in very many games of Liverpool in there, and I've not yet seen him really feature in those of Liverpool in there. And what else? Offsides, 0 for Wales, 1 for a team which goes by names of Denmark. Corners, 1 corner for a team which goes by names of Wales. 9 corners for a team which goes by the names of Denmark. So it shows you how much Denmark was pressing a side which goes by names of Wales in there. And I can allow you and let you know that Manchester United's player who goes by names of Daniel James has been kicked out of the Euros, and he's no longer in there, and we can all come on and believe that it's really something that ended in tears for a team which goes by the names of Wales in there, because they never really wanted to end this way. But all in all, the game has ended 4-0 for Denmark, and Denmark really had a lion's share of everything into this game. And as we entered into this game, by the way, Denmark really looked like a side that never had big names alongside it, because the biggest player that we know at Denmark goes by the names of Eriksen, who really got a cardiac arrest and collapsed onto the pitch and is out of the tournament totally, and the other one is Kasper Schmeichel. Who else? Christiansen, who plays for Chelsea, is not such a big name into this game of football as we talk about it. So to me, I really think Denmark was really at a level of really playing against a side which had big names that really feature, like Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey. They are really big names in there. You have the Jones who plays in Liverpool, Harry Wilson plays in Liverpool. So to me, I really thought they would really put up a very big challenge in there, but they couldn't. For my case, I really thought they could really put up a challenge, but they failed because I thought Denmark was going to win this one, but I never saw it trouncing Wales by 4 goals to nil. I thought it was going to be like a 2-0 or 2-1 game in there, but it ended as a team which goes by names of Wales being put to a sword by a team which goes by names of Denmark, 4 goals to nil. And remember, Denmark is the first team in the Euros to first lose the first 2 games of the group stages, and they win the last one, and they go through to the round of 16, and now they're on to the quarterfinals, waiting to see whom they are going to play against in the round of 16. Is it the Czech Republic or Holland? Because that's the next game that is really happening in the next 46 minutes. Is the next game happening. All right, I'm having Adam Talk Sports in here saying, hello, latest on Sancho. That is coming in our next video. I'm really going to bring you the latest on Sancho and what's really cooking into that side. I'm having Leicester Till I Die TV. Leicester Till I Die TV. I always watch your videos in their live streams, and I first met you at a TV, at a channel of Rich Sports in there. Thank you for watching in. You are saying that as an England fan, can I just say lo? Yes, you can just say that because you don't like to meet teams like Wales into this, because a team that goes by the names of Scotland, especially the teams that come from Great Britain, really give England a hard time. And so Leicester Till Die TV, Till I Die TV, I understand your situation, because England does not want to meet teams like these ones because they really give it a hard time. You can really remember what really went on when England was playing Scotland, and Scotland went ahead to lose to a team known as Czech Republic in there. You get, so it's really funny. You know, it lost to Croatia, and just know what, Croatia really saw a team which goes by names of England, and it was beaten by England in there. And things, shockingly, Scotland comes to play England, it really throws all its bodies in there. They managed to get a point, and they failed to get 3 points from a team which goes by names of Croatia that would have seen them to the round of 16. Now, you are right, Leicester Till I Die to say that, because it's really hard when you're facing teams that really come from the Great Britain. There is the way they really come out to become problem to a team which goes by names of England in there. So my case really is rested in here, because Denmark looks like they're really going to come out and pump themselves. This really is, it's like reflecting what happened to them in 1992. They really came out very sluggishly, and they ended up on the final, and they won. I remember they won the Euros in 1992. That's Denmark in there for you. And I think the same thing might happen this season, because Denmark looks to be a team that is unbeatable. When you look at the players they have, it looks like the collapsing of Eriksen really came up and really put them on another level. They have Kaja, you know, Kaja, he plays for, I think, Inter Milan in there. Christiansen plays for a team which goes by names of Chelsea. They have Højbjerg plays for Tottenham Hotspur in there. And they have the Dolberg, who scored 2 goals into this game. He plays from the Dutch side in there. So to me, I really think they're really good. They're really a team to beat in there. And when you look at Netherlands, because I very much know that Netherlands is the team that is really going to go through in between the match that is happening in the next 40 minutes from now against Czech Republic and Holland, and it's really going to be a hard one. But let's go to Daniel James, because we are Manchester United fans in there, and let's go to Daniel James. What does this mean to Daniel James? Now, Manchester United players are starting to report to the training next week. You all know that. They are really start reporting onto the pitch next week, and they are starting to train at Carrington in there and I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is arriving either on Monday or tomorrow at Carrington to take back his office and really see to it that the signings, the ones like Sancho, Varane, Kylian Trippier, and maybe a central defensive midfielder are put to a happening by the Manchester United board. Now, Daniel James comes back at Manchester United. He's really going to get a rest like of 2 weeks. Then he really comes at Manchester United. First and foremost, his future. I'm wondering why people, by the way, are really letting out news that Anthony Martial is going to be sold out of Manchester United. Now, you can't sell Anthony Martial out of Manchester United when you're still having deadwood like Daniel James in there. How can that happen? How can that happen? To me, I think Anthony Martial is here, and when you look at Daniel James, next season might not be a player that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is really going to use a lot, because if at all Amad Diallo really gets to a level that we know him, that means Daniel James is out of the equation, because when you look on the left wing, it's going to be competed by Anthony Martial and Daniel and Marcus Rashford in there. On the right wing, we are going to be having a man who goes by names of Jadon Sancho and a player who goes by names of Mason Greenwood in there. And Edson Cavani will be also competing with Anthony Martial and Mason Greenwood. So where is Daniel James going to play? Because to me, when you look at the right wing, Daniel James is in the third picking order of Manchester United. After Sancho, Mason Greenwood, by the way, even fourth, is in the fourth. He's the fourth option because to me, I rate him better than Amad Diallo. That's me. That's why I think Amad Diallo is better than a man who goes by the names of Daniel James in there. So to me, I really think Daniel James getting out of the Euros, it's really something good for him, because let him get some time and really think, am I really a player? Am I really going to execute the best of my talent at Manchester United? Because he came at Manchester United in 2019 when he was 21. Now he's 23 years old. I think it's high time he thought of really getting a team that is really going to see him, get him more playing time. I'm having Clayper Music says this is what happens. A mediocre team really on two players to win them every match. Yes, because when you look at Wales, they have like 3 players, not 2, because the Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey and Daniel James, those 3 people is what the team revolves on. And the problem is, when you look at a team, if I told a team is based on 3 players, it must be having those 3 players in different departments. Now when you look at all these 3 players, they are all in the attacking side of a team which goes by names of Wales, you get? But if I told Wales had a very good player into the central defense, they had one in the midfield and they had one into the attack. But when you look, Aaron Ramsey is not like a midfielder who's really going to die for the team, like come, chase the ball, get it from the midfield, and again pass it. He wants to get that ball from the likes of the people that are playing the midfield, the like of Morel and Joe Allen. When you look at Joe Allen, I think he's in his evening of his career, because when you look at Joe Allen, I remember him at Liverpool. Right now he's 31 years old and he has not been doing that very well. To me, I really think Joe Allen was not really doing the supply enough, because Gareth Bale, when you look at that game that they won against the team which goes by the name, the game they won by 2-0. I remember Gareth Bale drifting into the midfield to really create some chance for a man who goes by the names of Aaron Ramsey. So having 3 players, when they're not well distributed into the departments of a team, this is what you find and this is what lands on you as a team like Wales. I agree with you, Casper Music, in there, because you are really on point, because there is no way you can really come up and really change things. When you look at a team like Denmark, they're having a man who goes by names of Kaja and Christiansen in there into the back 4. You get? Let me get you the team of Denmark onto the screen and you really get to know what we are talking about, because Casper Music has really hit on something important that Denmark really is lacking. I'm going to show you these players and how they are evenly distributed for a team which goes by the names of Denmark, because this is really a very big point, and thank you Casper Music for raising it. Had not yet given it, because had not given it a big mind of myself and consideration, but indeed it really needs a very big consideration in here, because when you look at the side of Denmark, look at how they stand. That's how the team of Denmark looks. They're having a Schmeichel, by the way, he's one of the best goalkeepers I've seen. He's consistent. Good on the ball. Remember, modern goalkeepers in there are good on the ball. They must be good on passing. That's why David De Gea is seen as a second choice now at Manchester United. Reason, he cannot do that. The passing in by the goalkeeper, like the Ederson is, the Mendes of Chelsea. You've seen the Hugo Lloris of this world. You've seen the Alisson Bakers of Liverpool in there. So Schmeichel is not a doubt. No way you can doubt Schmeichel. Schmeichel, by the way, can be even a goalkeeper for the top teams. Though at Man City was really put out because he was a young goalkeeper at 18 in a challenge at Man City, bringing up Man City at 18 years old. The team really wants to win. A lot of pressure is really on him, but he also really did some good, nice work in there at Man City. And you never know, he would have been a replacement at Manchester United, but I don't know what really happened. Christian Eriksen, he's playing for Chelsea. Simon Kjaer plays for Inter Milan. Now you see the balance. In defense, in goalkeeper, they're having a good goalkeeper in there. When you look at the defense, it's well balanced in there, as you see it, Christensen and Kjaer. When you look at Højbjerg plays for a team which goes by names of Tottenham Hotspur. You'll know that. You know that. He plays for a team which goes by names of Tottenham Hotspur in there, and he's really good in there. And I like how he really does his stuff in there. When you look at the midfield, there is Højbjerg. So this is what Sifa Music was talking about, that even distribution of players, the 3 players that you have are all attacking players, and you have no class in goal, you have no class in defense and in the central defensive midfield, but your attack is really lethal and really on point. And if at all they had a player who was good in defense and in the central defensive midfield, they would have been functioning very well. Now we go to the attacking side. There is Dolberg, he plays in Ajax in there, Damsberg and Bright White in there. All those are good players, but they're having their pillars. These are Kasper Schmeichel in goal, Christiansen, Simon Kjaer into those are defenders. In the central defensive midfield, they're having Højbjerg, and he was on the score sheet today. And on the other hand, they have that man who goes by Dolberg in there, who leads that attack. Now, let's really go to a team which goes by names of. Let's go to a team which goes. Alright, let's go to a team which goes by the names of Wales in there. Because when I look at their stuff in there, it's really look at them. Ward, do you rate him amongst the great goalkeepers that you've ever seen in the world? C. Roberts, Nathan, Rodon, B. Davis, none of those really are really into the level of what I've told you about in the defense of Denmark in there. Now we go to a man, the only sounding names I see is Joey Allen, Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey, and a man who goes by Daniel James. Now, when you look at all of them, that means at least you might let's say that Joe Allen is really good in the defensive midfield in there, but look at the back 4. Look at the back 4, because that back 4 from the goalkeeper and the back 4 is really crucial into a game. Look at them; they are all open. They are an open book. Any team can expose them. That's why you saw 4 goals go past them. Yes, so to me, I really think Sifa Music really raised something great in here onto this channel. Guys, smash a like on the video, subscribe to this channel so as to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. The fact is, Wales never came to the party. Wales never came to the party, and that's why you've seen them being put to the sword by a team which goes by the names of Denmark in there. So we wait to see what happens between Holland, and it's Holland versus Czech Republic. That's the next team that is really we are seeing which teams are really going to play that first semi-final in there, because we have one team assured into the quarterfinals in there, and that is none other than Denmark in there. Remember, they really got a shocker of their captain, Christian Eriksen, lost their first game against Slovakia in there, where they would have really done the needful against it, but all ended in vain because they are really down in there. They really got a penalty that would have seen them equalize into the wee hours of the game, but it hit the post in there and they lost. They lost even their second game to Belgium. For Belgium, can really pair with them because Belgium is a better side, and we all know that Belgium is really a quality side when it comes to what we call this football in there. So today, Denmark sets its record straight. First team to go through the Euro groups after losing its first 2 games in there. Remember, this came to happening because the Euros changed. The Euros changed their format. They no longer really have 4 groups. They now have 6 groups. They added last time there are 16 teams. Now they added more 8 teams to make it 24. That's why we take 4 best losers in there. But Wales really came into the second position. They never went as best losers in there. That's it for now. Thank you guys for watching in. Adam Talk Sports 5-finger salute. Leicester Till I Die TV. Thank you for watching in. Silver Music. It has been nice having you onto this channel, guys. Subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I don't know what Leicester Till I Die TV is talking about, because United looks like they have put Soyuncu, one of their best defenders, onto their ladder, if at all Varane, Jules Koundé failed to make it to Manchester United. They're looking at a man who goes by names of Soyuncu. I don't know what the Leicester guy thinks about it, and you can as well subscribe to that channel which goes by names of Leicester Till I Die TV. I'm already onto this channel. Guys, thank you for watching. It's always nice having you to this channel. You can as well go to the comment section and tell me what you think about Wales being out of the Euros in there and Denmark progressing to the quarterfinal in there. Do you see Denmark lifting this? Because it might be an inspiration. The collapsing of the captain who goes by names of Christian Eriksen might be a blessing in disguise for a team which goes by names of Denmark, because ever since that, things are turning around onto the pitch, and they're really doing great, and I expect them really to go ahead and do the deal. Remember, even if they had won, they wouldn't have gone through if at all they hadn't scored all those goals. 5 goals past a team, and they really went through, and they really saw themselves win this one. So Wales are out of the Euros, confirmed. Manchester United Daniel James is out. Let's wait and see what Daniel James is up to, because this is really a trying moment for him, because even at Manchester United there is a reshuffle of players that are really trying to be left out of the team by a man who goes by names of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Let's see what happens next week, because Daniel James is going to face Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to know his stand at Manchester United, and very many other players in here at Rokan Sports. Thank you guys for watching. It's always nice having you. I sign out for now. See you later in our next video. By the way, I might bring you the game of Holland versus a side which goes by the names of Czech Republic. Thank you guys for watching in. It's always fun having you to this channel, guys. I always enjoy you, and I hope you